humans, it's just Martine and welcome to week 2 of Becca's Bookoplathon. If you want more information about what exactly is going to be happening in this vlog, or you just want to see the beginning of my Bookoplathon journey this year, I'll link my last video here. Basically, I'm doing a weekly TBR and things are crazy. Before we get into this week's rolls, I quickly want to say that there are 2 books that I'm rolling over from last week, which were my weekend mistake, and that's Hamnet for the prompt buzzword person, and A Court of Mist and Fury, which is for the prompt big book over 500 pages. Cool. Now let's get into this week's rolls.
Week 2, roll 1. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mood read.
For this first one, I got mood read, which is great. So I just went on like my library app and I went to like available now, ebooks, and scrolled until I was like, ooh, I really want to read that. And I landed on Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which I've been wanting to read for some time now. So that's cool.
Roll 2. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cute.
For my second roll this week, I landed on cute. I once again went through the available stuff on my library app and then was like, oh, that seems cute. And I landed on What If It's Us by Becca Albertalli and Adam Silvera. So I'm super excited about that.
Roll 3. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Poll pick.
And then my third roll was poll pick, so I put up this Twitter poll and part of a huge book one. So I'll be making some progress on War and Peace this week, but the main chunker I was talking about is The Fiery Cross, which is the mass market paperback version is 1,400 pages. I'm on page 64, so yeah, I'm definitely not gonna like finish this week, maybe even this month, but the poll pick said part of a huge book, so I'm going to read part of this, which is perfect because my library hold for the audiobook just came in. It's actually Thursday, so the second day of this vlog. I didn't film yesterday, even though I was supposed to, so I'll catch you up to where I am. In A Court of Mist and Fury, I'm at like 33% of the way through, and I wouldn't say I have any definitive thoughts on that yet. In Hamnet, I'm also like 33% of the way through, and same with that, I'm still like forming my thoughts, but that one is a slower read for me. And then I started Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which is a really quick, fun read for me, and I'm like 20% of the way through, I would say, maybe somewhere around there. Let's do it! Happy Saturday. I don't even remember when the last time was that I updated you, but you haven't missed anything drastic, really. I didn't get more than 10 minutes of reading done yesterday. Today, I haven't read anything yet. I've just been so busy with like setting up rehearsal schedules and rehearsals, and then I had like a student leadership thing all day today. So anyway, now it's like 5:30 p.m. and I actually have time to read, but like not the mental energy yet. I'm definitely going to watch as much YouTube as I want before I'll even think about reading right now. I am like 50% of the way through ACOMAF, and I'm like 60% of the way through Hamnet. I also started Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, and I'm like 20% of the way into that. I'm not in the mental space where I can like articulate to you how I'm feeling about these books so far, but needless to say, I'm not disliking any of them, but it is definitely a slower reading week for me, which I think is a combination of things, whether it's the books I'm reading, whether it's the things that are happening in my life this week. It's all coming together to be a really slow reading week, and I'm not going to get the reading done that I really want to this week. I can just feel it in my bones. So that's going to move interestingly into like next week and next week's rolls and stuff. I haven't read any of my huge book yet, which is sad because I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, that's where we are right now. I'm going to eat the Italian ice that I showed you and then just relax. It's just past 9 p.m. and I just finished Hamnet, and I'm going to end up giving this one a 4 out of 5 stars. For a good deal of the beginning of the book, it was sitting at like a 3 stars for me. It's a slower book, so you have to know that going in, but I don't mind slow books. The main thing that was confusing for me was something that my friend Stasia from Readers C mentioned in her vlog the other week. There's no indication of like which point of view you're reading from. It just switches and then that's it. So like, you obviously, it's pretty easy through context clues to find out, but sometimes if you're not paying like close enough attention for a little while, you'll be like, wait, whose head am I in, you know? But I think in the bit leading up to the second part of the book, and then everything after the like main event that this book is about, that I don't really want to spoil for you, was just like, I was in it. I thought the depiction of like grief was great. I thought it was interesting to think about the idea of like plague seasons back in like olden times, like in Shakespeare's times. I really loved that the author never once called the father in this book William Shakespeare. Like, you knew exactly who she was talking about, but he was never named. I really liked the mother character. It's spelled Agnes, but I think it's pronounced like Agnes or something like that. Anyway, I really liked her. She was an interesting character, and I just think the overall like family dynamic and all the different characters were so interesting and so good. Reading from the twins' perspective was really, really difficult for me, both perspectives of them, because they both had different moments where they were worried about the other or saddened about the other and how things were going for them. And if you don't know, I'm an identical twin, and so I kept being like, my brain kept being like, oh, how would you feel if you were in this situation with your twin? And that messed me up a little. Not gonna lie. If you're at all interested in this book, go in knowing it's going to be a slow, character-focused, sad book. Those are the main things that you need to know. But I thought it was a good read overall. Happy Sunday morning. It's 7:16 a.m. and I just finished Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe. And I'm going to end up giving this 3.5 stars. I really liked the ending, and it was a really quick, really easy read for me. I really didn't like how Dante could talk Ari into doing things he said he didn't want to do. And there was one scene in particular that like really bothered me. I feel like Dante was like trying to push Ari to share his feelings, but the way he went about it was like not good. I really loved how Ari's parents talked to him at the end. I feel like it's really hard to talk about this book because like it's kind of about friendship and it's kind of not. And I really loved the two families in the book. Like, I think that's what I liked the best. I loved the Quintanas, Dante's parents. Once they started talking to Ari's parents, it was clear that Ari's parents like learned to do things a little differently, because at the beginning of the book, Ari was like so upset with his parents because like his dad was in the Vietnam War, but his dad wouldn't talk about anything. And then Ari's older brother is in prison, but his parents wouldn't talk about why, and like there were no pictures of his brother up, like they were just pretending as if he like didn't exist. Over the course of the book, they learned that like maybe those weren't all the right decisions, and they try to help Ari like unlearn keeping everything inside. And I really liked that progression of the story. And I liked Dante in general as a character. There were just some of their interactions that I didn't love. That's where I am with it, and that was for the prompt to read a mood read. So, and it was definitely a mood read. Like, I'd be reading through Hamnet or A Court of Mist and Fury, and I'd be like, I just kind of want to read Aristotle and Dante because it's a super easy read. So it's just past 1 p.m. and a couple hours ago I finished reading A Court of Mist and Fury, and then I quickly had to go to lunch, and then I had a family call, and then I had to watch Bailey's new video, because if I see Bailey has a new video, I have to click on it. So I watched that, and now I'm finally going to give you my review for ACOMAF. Really quickly before I do though, I do want to emphasize, this morning when I stopped in and gave my review of Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, I feel like I was slightly downplaying how uncomfortable that one particular scene made me. So I'm briefly going to talk about it here. So there are spoilers for that book right now, so just skip ahead. My issue with the kissing scene, there are two things. One, I feel like throughout the entirety of the book, we understood that Aristotle cared about Dante, but he never made any indication in his inner monologue about actually liking Dante. And so, although I appreciated the ending of the book, I felt like it wasn't authentic to the voice that we'd been hearing throughout the entire story. Additionally, in the scene where they end up kissing for the first time, I felt like Dante coerced Aristotle into letting that happen, which is not consent. Just because Aristotle let him doesn't mean that like he wanted him to. And there was nothing in his inner monologue to suggest that he wanted him to. And even if he had secretly wanted him to, but said no out loud, he still said, no, I don't want to do that, multiple times in that scene. And that made me so uncomfortable. That ruined like the rest of the book for me. Like I did enjoy the ending some, and I still love the relationship with the parents, but that ruined like a ton of the book for me. So anyway, those are my thoughts. So now for my review of ACOMAF. I also gave this book 3.5 stars. I feel like in general, 3.5 stars is like my most general rating, which is kind of random. Like for most people, like 3 stars would be their most general rating or something, but no, 3.5 is like my most general rating and the one I use the most often, because it doesn't quite feel like a 4 stars, but also like I enjoyed it. You know, there were things about it that I enjoyed, but there were also things that I didn't enjoy. That's about where like a 3.5 lands for me most of the time. But my rating system is also a hot mess in general, so like we don't need to talk about it. But basically for ACOMAF, the first half of it I really didn't like care about at all. By the end, I did care about what happened to the characters, and so I was enjoying it. And specifically by the end, I did care about what happened between Rhysand and Feyre. That's her name, right? And I did care about some of the political things that were going on, but like not as much as I kind of wanted to. Like there was not really a moment where I was sitting there going like, additionally, there were some scenes that I like, I didn't love. I went in knowing that that was going to happen in this series, which I think helped mitigate my discomfort quite a bit. So I was like, this is going to happen. I'm just going to kind of like ignore it, you know? So I did like the relationship that was developing between the two of them, but it's not like my new favorite thing. I will probably read A Court of Wings and Ruin because this one ended on like quite the cliffhanger. Like it set up perfectly for the next book, and I'm interested in the plot that set up for the next book specifically. On the whole, like it was good, but I just feel like Sarah J Maas is never going to be one of those authors that I like love anything from, which is fine. I don't need to love things from her. I am of the opinion that like I don't need to love the books that I read. I can just enjoy them some and like some things about them, and that's perfectly fine. And this is definitely one of those book series for me. Like I'm not mad I read it, you know, and I'll read the next one. But if people ask me to list my favorite books, this isn't going to be one of them. Anyway, it's Sunday afternoon and I have some more time to read if I want to, which is good. And I probably will, because I just watched Bailey's video and then I was going to keep watching videos if I wanted to, but there was nothing that was like calling my name in particular. So I think I'm just gonna read for a bit, which means I'm probably going to start What If It's Us? And I'm excited for that one. I like Adam Silvera's books. I like Becky Albertalli books. So let's put them together. Let's have a good time. I think it's another male-male romance like Aristotle and Dante was. So let's try it again. Give me any queer book, I'll read it. It's almost 5 p.m. and I just finished part 1 of What If It's Us, and I was scrolling through the like table of contents. I realized, like it clicked in my brain when I saw that part 3 was called like What If It's You and What If It's Me, that the part titles are based off of the song Only Us from Dear Evan Hansen. I love that song, and they have referenced Dear Evan Hansen like at least 2 times in this, but this book is so cute. I'm loving it so much so far. Like I've laughed out loud a couple times. I've like grinned like a fool. I'm so excited to see where this goes. Basically the premise is that these 2 guys run into each other at a post office in New York City. They kind of have like a meet cute, but then like one of them leaves before he can give his name to the other, and so then they're trying to find each other, and at the end of part 1 find each other. So they're going to meet in person again for the first time, like knowing each other's names and stuff, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The like tension about them finding one another has just been so high this whole time, and now it's like they're gonna feel awkward around each other and it's gonna be weird, and like I'm ready for them to be cute and awesome. They're already such like cute characters. I love them both. So that's where I'm at. It's 7:07 p.m. on a Monday evening, and I just finished reading What If It's Us, and I really debated with myself between like a 3, 3.5, and a 4 stars for a long time, because the beginning of this book was giving me like 5-star feels, like I was loving it, and then the pop culture references started and they just never stopped, and I kind of hate mainstream pop culture references being in books. It makes me cringe in like the worst way. First of all, because I think it dates stories really quickly. So like the fact that the main character, one of the main characters in this book, is like obsessed with Hamilton. Everybody still loves Hamilton, but like we're past like the initial, you know, everything. And like Dear Evan Hansen just coming out and stuff. Recently, I feel like there have been lots of like Hamilton references in books I've read, and I've just been like, please stop. So I didn't like that aspect of it. I did enjoy the concept of do-overs and the fact that the characters were like so good at just being like, that didn't go how I planned. Can we have a do-over? And doing that instead of being like, oh, that didn't go how I planned. Guess I'll never see you again. Bye. I also really liked the ending. Like, gave me really like wholesome vibes. Like, it was bittersweet, but I really liked it. There were a couple moments that I really didn't like. Some plot points that I was like, oh, that was a really cheap plot point or something. One involving the Hamilton lottery, if you know, you know, and then also the like main relationship darkest moment or whatever. I was like, that's so like, ugh. But overall, I did enjoy the book. So I'm going to give it a 4 stars because I gave 2 different books this week 3.5 stars, and I would say I enjoyed this a little more than those. So it would be weird to give it a 3.5 when I liked it more than 3.5. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It just makes sense. I don't know why, but I've been like so hesitant to hand out 4 stars. I either give like a 3 or a 3.5 stars or 5 stars. There's like not this in between for me. So anyway, I think I'm comfortable giving it 4 stars. That is our last prompt aside from poll pick for the week. And I still have tonight and then all of tomorrow left in this vlog. And poll pick was not actually a book, it was part of a huge book. So even if I read 1 page of The Fiery Cross, it counts. I'm hoping to read a little more than that, but like, yeah. So right now I'm just gonna chill because I just finished reading a book, but when I do want to read tonight, it will be this. Listen, it's Tuesday morning. I read like, how many pages of The Fiery Cross last night? Not many, but it was something. Started on page 64, I ended on page 88, so a little less than 20 pages. Which is not bad, but now I have technically read part of a huge book. I'm definitely going to continue reading that over the course of the month, like, don't get me wrong, and hopefully some more today too. I just feel like I'll have nothing to say about it, so why continue the vlog? So I'm going to end it off here. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. How's your reading month going? Are you in the middle of any huge books? And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!